Originally from Dublin, Steve Wickham has been living in Sligo for 20 years. Best known for his fiddle playing in the band the Waterboys, when he's not touring or recording, Steve and his wife Heidi spend their time exploring the many tracks and trails County Sligo has to offer. Steve's wife Heidi knows this landscape intimately. She's a member of the Sligo Mountain Rescue Team. Professionally, Heidi is an artist and, like Steve, has a love of the outdoors in this part of the world.
You never know who you're going to meet on a day's walk. They're all different. We've been here many times and every single day is different. The light's different, the season is different.
I'm really looking forward to today because I love to be out and about anyway, and the weather is going to be great today. It's quite changeable, but the light's going to be fantastic, I think.
The landscape here, it's all a mirage until you actually step out and walk into it. When you walk into it, it becomes real and you become part of it and it's beautiful. The mountains are a mirage, the landscape's a postcard until you step into it, and then you're part of it. That's what I love about it.
A 3-hour train ride or a 2.5-hour drive from Dublin will bring you to the heart of Sligo town. It's a bustling place with a love of all things art and culture, and it's a magnet for musicians, performers and painters. Just outside Sligo town is Strandhill, a coastal hamlet that's the starting point for Steve and Heidi's walk. Steve and Heidi are doing 2 walks. Their first walk is just over 10 kilometres long, and it takes them along a varied route starting in Strandhill. They walk along the sea, cut inland and then make a steep ascent to the top of Knocknarea, followed by a more gentle descent on the other side. Then they walk along the road to the historic Carrowmore. The first 3 kilometres of Steve and Heidi's walk takes them through the dunes and along Strandhill's seashore.
So this bit takes us.
Now this is Gillespie Brown. This is where Patrick made his famous prophecy. He said, "Behold the sea. It'll drive us out of this place the last times, and you'll make your way down to the wood at Sligo." Yeah.
That's a bit end of the world.
It is a bit. But you know, this place was a source of pilgrimage. People came here for hundreds of years. And they'd come here and they'd go to see Patrick's golden tooth, which he apparently bequeathed to Bishop Brown.
Here, in the church?
Yeah.
And what happened to that?
I think it's in the National Museum. Probably just a lump.
No way.
There are sites like Killaspig Brone scattered all over Sligo. This county is one of Ireland's richest in ancient history and heritage. As well as sites like this, Sligo is abundant in dolmens, Neolithic burial sites, cairns and pagan tombs.
So is this Durran Strand? So that's Coney Island.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, named by the Sligo people who left Sligo and went to America during the famine times.
Right.
They arrived in the bay in New York and they looked at another island, little island with rabbits, and called it Coney Island. Coney means rabbit in Irish.
Oh, right.
And Staten Island was the same. It was named by a Sligo man. He looked out and he said, "Staten Island."
You twit. He never did. So we're heading to the North Pole. Begad, I think I see it. I wonder whose job it is to come and paint that every year. I'd do it.
Would you do it?
I would. I'd come down and paint the pole.
I wish I knew what kind of paint they were using to put it on my house.
One of the good things about this walk is that it goes through a variety of terrains from seashore to woodland.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, there it is up through the hill.
Oh, the sun.
Into the woods we go.
Does that make me Little Red Riding Hood?
Yeah.
God. Scary. And you're the wolf.
I'm the wolf.
This is all rather Grimm's fairy tales, isn't it?
Yeah.
The weird woody forest. I tell you, you do take in a lot of different aspects of the countryside doing this walk.
Okay. You hear the sound of the wind in the trees. Been blowing like that for forever.
It's very peaceful. Back out into the sea breeze again. It's warm in the sun, all right. This is lovely.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to getting up.
After the solitude of natural sounds, this section of the trail emerges again on the main Sligo to Strandhill Road. At this point, walkers can return to Strandhill or continue onwards to ascend Knocknarea.
Well, we can give up now or go back or go up the mountain.
Should we give up?
Yeah.
No, let's go on. Are you ready for this then?
I sure am.
Right.
The hosts are riding the Knocknarea.
Who's the hare and who's the tortoise?
I don't know.
Knocknarea is west of Sligo town. It's a steep ascent of 326 metres, but gives walkers a panoramic view of Strandhill and Sligo Bay.
But here's the B&B, Heidi. Airbnb.
You booked this? Yeah, that's going to be a comfortable night.
Look at that.
Okay.
Pallisadare Bay,
So
sleeping out.
So you've got the Ox Mountains. Sit down here with me.
You've got Carrowmore, great place for cockles.
Yeah.
You got all the seals coming in here, the salmon running in here. And that was the start of the civilization, really. The salmon came in here. It was easy to catch them. They had loads of shellfish. And it's a good place to make home and start and settle down.
Okay,
Yeah.
onwards.
Geez, that wasn't much of a break. Heidi, can you imagine? 3 men, 3 months built this whole thing.
No way.
One man was responsible for carrying the planks. And look at the size of them.
That's incredible.
How many steps are there?
I don't care how many steps there are. Just as long as they get me to the sunshine. It's not so bad once you get into the rhythm.
The rhythm
of
of
it.
it, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the Great Wall of China.
It is.
This part of the trail, while steep, has been made walker-friendly by Cuilche and Sligo County Council, who installed these stepped boardwalks that go all the way to the summit. Padraig Meehan is a local guide and an expert on the ancient history of Sligo. He's going to guide them through a lesser-known part of Sligo's rich heritage.
Yeah, let's have a look at the... Yeah, so this is the Coolera Peninsula, and it's one of the richest areas in Europe in megalithic monuments. We have a centre at Carrowmore, and then all around in the hills, loads of them. And of course, this is the absolute jewel in the crown, Queen Maeve's tomb on the top of Knocknarea Mountain.
This is one of the largest cairns in Ireland and predates Newgrange.
Knocknarea, the mountain of the
Mountain of the level place, or the king, or the sun. There's lots of different
mountain of the
theories.
moon.
The mountain of the moon, maybe. But it's got the cairn on top. This is the summit. And this is what dominates the entire Sligo landscape. You see, you can't forget it if you ever see it once.
No.
And what's powerful about it is that it's never been opened.
Oh, that's a great mystery,
So
isn't
it's
it?
just a
Could be anything.
tremendous mystery. And like, it's the biggest unopened passage tomb in Western Europe, probably. It has all the signs of being a passage tomb like Newgrange or whatever, but what's different is no one's been inside this one.
So it could be Queen Maeve on a golden chariot.
Yeah, it could be
It
anything.
could be
It
it could be anything.
fires everybody's imagination
Yeah,
so much.
fires
Well, there's
mine.
like uniquely 10 or 11 of these in Sligo that we haven't opened yet.
So we can't really go up there now.
Well, I mean, the number of visitors who go up there over the last number of years is just, spiraled out of control. So there's a very severe impact on the monument with the erosion from people walking. So we respectfully ask people not to, and it's fantastic. I was there, a few people, occasionally I asked one man why he went up. He says, "Oh, this is my country and I'll walk where I like." Yeah. And then I spoke to him, and his mum was kind of, he'd steady on. And he was lovely at the end. He just said, "I didn't realise it was a passage tomb. Ireland has so few of these things that we need to protect them, and they're a finite resource, and just for the children of the future, we need to keep them."
So it's one of these places where you don't need to get to the top of the mountain. You're here.
This walk traverses steep terrains, and there's enough history and interesting stopping points to keep people occupied and intrigued for hours. Even though it's only 10 kilometres, it still takes about 4 hours to do.